Senior Day adjacent gym as the Blue Tigers bid farewell to 4 of their upperclassmen as they welcome in the Fort Hays State Tigers as they will play for the final time here at Adjacent Gym on this Saturday afternoon. Hello and welcome courtside here in Jefferson City. My name is James Stanley. Alongside me, my broadcast partner, Cam Thomas. The Blue Tigers coming off a win over one of the top 5 teams in the MIAA, and now they'll look to solidify their spot into the tournament as there's only 5 games left.
Look, Thursday night was not a pretty one for the Blue Tigers. A lot of defensive mistakes offensively, didn't necessarily get into the groove they wanted to from the jump. But as a team, Jordan Notch had a great game as well as John Burton. It was really a team effort, and they just barely escaped on Thursday night, and a much-needed win for the Blue Tigers on Thursday.
You talk about it being a team effort, Cam. Jordan Notch tied his career high in points in a game with 14. Janelle Burton notched 17 points, and LaKeelan Taylor 2 points shy of a double-double. He had 10 rebounds and 8 points on the board. Was a pretty good effort, although Lincoln did give up a few big runs to Nebraska Kearney. They made things interesting, not only at the end of the first half, but at the end of the game.
Right. Well, they played into what University of Nebraska Kearney wanted them to, and that was the Lopers experience. They knew that they have a senior-laden group, a group that's been together for a long time, and a group that if they get to the end of a contest, they can will themselves to victory based upon their experience. The Blue Tigers, they're still working with a new group that's only been together for this season alone, and I know that that's the story for most teams every single year, but particularly with this Blue Tiger team, you lost a lot of experience last year. So this year, it's really been trying to figure out how they mesh, and it worked on Thursday. Let's see if they can do it tonight.
Talk about some of these 5 seniors for Lincoln. There are 3 big players for the Blue Tigers that will be playing their final game here this afternoon in Marcel Burton, LaKeelan Taylor, and Janelle Burton. Not to mention DJ Ward, who's provided some great spark off the bench. But could be an emotional game for them as they're trying to close out the season on a high note and solidify their spot middle of the pack in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, the 4 seniors on this team are guys that, have put a lot into this program, even thinking about Marcel this year, just joining the program this year. This is a program that, is built on the senior leadership and something that's very important to Coach John Mosley. So these 4 guys are going to enjoy this moment tonight and hopefully continue to use the tools that they've learned in Lincoln to help them further their lives and their careers.
As we take a look at the conference standings, the Blue Tigers come in 6-8 in the MIAA, 9-14 overall, coming off that win on Thursday night. And of course, in the rest of the pack, it's Northwest Missouri State leading the way, 13-1 in conference and just 1 loss on the entire season. And as the rest of the standings, start to shake out, Pittsburgh State trying to hang around, but they got 3 games against Northwest Missouri State to close out the season. For Lincoln, what could it be here tonight with this Fort Hays State team on the edge of looking from the outside in?
Yeah, I think Lincoln could definitely give them a punch to the gut tonight in gaining a victory and improving their standing. But I think the biggest thing is take care of your own business, controlling your own destiny, and that's winning every single game that you possibly can, not necessarily worrying about the standings of everything else and everyone else.
We will go ahead and send it to break here as the Blue Tigers are getting set on Senior Day against Fort Hays State. We'll be right back after this with the opening tip-off as well as the starting lineups for the Blue Tigers here on the MIAA Network. Welcome back to Adjacent Gym here in Jefferson City, Missouri. James Stanley alongside Cam Thomas as we continue to preview today's matchup. It is Senior Day and the starting lineups are out. A big move here for DJ Ward as he has just been named a starter today, and it will be his first collegiate start at Lincoln University. Not started a game since 2018 when he played at College of Alameda, where he averaged 21 points per game. And Cam, talk about it being a little bit emotional coming into this game, and we saw that Kehlani Pryor, between the men's and women's action, was understandably, crying on her way to the floor. And you look at some of these players, and for a lot of them, this is their final game, not in their college career because Lincoln still has 4 games on the road left, but is their final game at Adjacent Gym and could potentially be their final game in college at home.
Well, it means a lot to him, right? I mean, we understand what playing at Jason Gym means to a lot of these Lincoln Blue Tigers, and I will commend the women's team for playing as hard as they could, for a full 40 minutes. And Kalani Pryor and Alicia Gulledge, the two seniors on that team, are two girls that have been around the program for a really long time, and same thing for the men's team. These seniors, they understand how much the program means to them.
One player who we thought was a senior majority of the season, Zach Fields, actually just got a red shirt clear within the last couple of months to have one more season of eligibility. Nice news for him, so he will be back next season.
Well, good news for the Blue Tigers, too. Just thinking about the guards that are coming in next year alongside the guards that are already on this team, Zach Fields will complement that well.
Not only that, but having been around the program, it will be his third season returning with Lincoln after having a season-ending injury his sophomore year with the Blue Tigers, and started out at Clark University, was one of the best players in all of the NAIA, and was the 2016 Heart of America Conference Player of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, I got a chance to watch him firsthand his freshman year, and just, his ability, his explosiveness. He's a guy that can really play.
For the Fort Hays State Tigers, they'll send out 3 seniors, 2 underclassmen, Devin Davis, Aaron Nicholson, as well as Nige Wright, Jared Vitstum, and Calvin Harrington out of Chicago, Illinois. For the Blue Tigers, all the seniors are starting today. The one exception is Marcus Cohen, who's made the last several starts. He's really starting to hit his stride, but DJ Ward will make the start, his first in his Blue Tiger career. Marcel Burton will be starting as well, the one-year transfer from Southern University. Did not have a fantastic game on Thursday night, but did contribute. Meanwhile, LaKeelan Taylor was 2 points shy of a double-double on Thursday against Nebraska Kearney. He will have the start. He's top 3 in the conference in not RBIs. Baseball season's close, but not that close, Cam.
Well, it's already started in the MIAA. Started today.
But he is top 3 in the conference in rebounds. And then Janelle Burton, the leading scorer for Lincoln, averaging just around 15 points per contest, will also be on the floor for Lincoln as Marcus Cohen comes out, bumps fists with Elijah Mayfield as well as our officiating crew. Cam, we talked a lot about Lincoln, but how about this Fort Hays State team? They come in just on the bubble of making that 9 and 10 spot in the MIAA. They're tied for 9th currently with Pittsburgh State. Yeah, I actually got a chance to look at the standings and talk to one of the assistants for Fort Hays State, Todd Johnson, before the game. And he said, we're not where we want to be, but we're in the conversation, we're in the hunt, and that's all you can ask for. And Mark Johnson, he's a guy who understands, what this second half surge looks like. He's a guy that played in the MIAA himself at Pittsburgh State and has seen, some of the coaches around that area, try to, make their teams better in the bottom half of the league. For Lincoln, they have 4 more games after today, but they're all on the road. They're at UCM on Tuesday. They take on Washburn on the road in Topeka next Saturday. Then the next week after that, they're on the road at Pitt State and at Missouri Southern. It's going to be a tough slate for Lincoln, but I think getting over the hurdle of beating Nebraska Kearney, one of the top 5 teams in the conference, I think that was big for Lincoln. And there's bright spots all over the place for these Blue Tigers in this season schedule. They took down Missouri Western 89-66 early on in the season and showed that Lincoln's a force to be reckoned with in the MIAA. Yeah, that UNK win was not pretty at all, and the Blue Tigers are going to want to play a lot cleaner tonight because what you saw against Nebraska Kearney was not exactly what you wanted on the offensive end, but the important thing was you got the win. We'll try to do it again tonight against Fort Hays State. Fort Hays State in the road blacks with the white numbers, gold trim. Lincoln sends out all 4 seniors, and the opening tip-off won by Fort Hays State from right to left as the Blue Tigers don the home grays with navy blue block letters and white trim with white numbers. No look pass behind the back, swinging down to the left corner, Harrington as he finds Nicholson. Halfway through the shot clock, high of the key. 2-pointer misses in and out, flying in for the board. Vitsum corrals the rebound and is whacked by LaKeelan Taylor. Look, this Jared Vitsum is going to be kind of the focal point of this Fort Hays State offense. Averages just over 13.5 points a game. He crashes the board hard, just under 8 rebounds a game as well. So this is a guy that really can work the interior for for Fort Hays State. You want to see what that matchup looks like with him and LT down low. Early free throw puts the Tigers up 1-0. One of the unique things about Lincoln having the Blue Tigers as their mascot It's not a Tigers versus Tigers game, but there is some distinction. Both free throws on the mark, and Vitson with 2 points. 19:35 to go first half. Lincoln will try their first go. Janelle Burton rolls to the right side, kicks it out beyond the perimeter. Marcel Burton to Marcus Cohen on the left wing. DJ Ward catch and shoot. Long three. It's beautiful. First start for him in his Lincoln career, and Lincoln takes a 3-2 lead.
Isn't that great, right? A guy like DJ Ward's worked so hard in this program, and he scores the first points on senior night.
Such a beautiful shot, nothing but nylon. Fort Hays State tries to respond. We got goosebumps on press row. Out on the right perimeter, Nicholson pivots a couple of times, finds Vitson down low, but kicks it back out with 7 to shoot. Down low, making the move. Nicholson to the cup and puts Fort Hays State on top 4-3. Cam, going back to that tray, you could feel the entire gym, just the energy erupt.
Oh, you could. And you definitely think it's going to happen again if DJ gets another look or opportunity like that.
Marcus Cohen stops on the floor, getting the pass. Out left wing gives DJ Ward. Looking very sharp so far. Janelle Burton from the free throw line. Nothing but net.
Oh, that's signature John L, right? Crossover at the free throw line. Little sidestep and knock down the jumper. You love it when you can see him get 2 through the hatch early.
Both teams trading blows, 5-4. Lincoln regains the lead. Opening 2 minutes here at Jason Gym. Deep left perimeter as Aaron Nicholson weaves and sends it up top of the key for Harrington. Harrington transfer pass right wing right. As Wright will make his move to the cut, and it's good for 2. Fort Hays State on the seesaw battle. Back by 1, 6-5. 3 minutes deep into the game.
Here's where you want the intensity to pick up for Lincoln here as you reach closer to that 16-minute mark.
DJ Ward to Marcel Burton. Lincoln can't miss.
The thing I like about DJ in his play right now in the first couple of minutes is he's affecting others offensively, right? Right there, you get the assist over to Marcus, but you're spacing the floor, you're playing within the offense. I like that.
He has the Midas touch right now for Lincoln as the Blue Tigers lead 8-6 on 2 trains. Vitson hands off as Wright pulls up short. Sees the shot clock at 13. Weaves down low, gets Vitson on a no-look pass, and Vitson above the trees finds the net for 2. He has 4 points, and Fort Hays State ties it at 8. 17-12 left in the first half, and Marcus Cohen from left to right goes right corner, bumps up on the right post, kicks it out, but walked with the ball. That will turn the ball over. First turnover of the game for Lincoln, and DJ Ward will go to the bench as Alafia Oluwasago, the JUCO transfer, checks in. Fort Hays State will keep their original starting 5 out on the floor. Devin Davis, Aaron Nicholson, Nige Wright, Jared Vitson, and Calvin Harrington. Nicholson out on the right wing. He gives to Wright. Shimmies up top, now centers the ball. Left wing, Davis has it against Oluwasago, pops and stops, and the ball goes down the hatch. Fort Hays State with the 2-point lead. First time they've led since the opening 30 seconds.
Yeah, Davis is another guy you've got to watch that's going to try to attack the inside. Not a guy that's going to shoot it a lot, but he's going to try to attack inside for Fort Hays State.
Cohen to Janelle Burton on the right wing. Guarded by Harrington, brings it up top as the Blue Tigers will swing it around to the left. Cohen puts it once on the deck, now twice, 3 times. Bouncer to LaKeelan Taylor. High shooter, misses. Tried it from 10 feet out, and it's no good. The Blue Tigers have their first missed shot of the game. What a fine left corner. Open for Harrington, and he can't can it.
Good box out there from LT, not allowing the jumper to get back to Harrington.
Janelle Burton gallops 3-on-1, pitches the ball. Marcel Burton on the right corner as he directs traffic. Kicked it out, Marcus Cohen, deep left wing, then down to Janelle Burton, holds the ball behind his back. Now motions low, pops high from 8 feet. Rims in and out, LaKeelan Taylor gets the rebound. And the insurance policy flies over the head of Jared Vitson for 2 points.
And that's why I said watch the LT-Vitson matchup tonight, because I think LT has the wingspan advantage over him, but the toughness and the body, Vitson might have it.
Lincoln works in a man-to-man coverage. The long 3 for Wright, no good. John L. Burton tips the ball away, and Marcus Cohen with speed goes back. Not before Janelle Burton turns the ball over at the 15-18 mark. We're tied 10-10 between Lincoln and Fort Hays State.
That was that old John L. pull-up 3 in transition, and he knew it in his head that he shouldn't do it, but then he wanted to drive, and it already, was halfway through both of those. So tough break.
Back come the Tigers from Kansas, right to left. Right directs the offense. Bouncer up top for Vitson as he sends to Davis. Davis and Oluwasegun go toe for toe, but now Nicholson tries the three from the left corner and it's unsuccessful. Lincoln collects the rebound. Cameron Potts dashes across the line near side. Down in the paint, stops on the floor, and draws a foul on contact. That will bring us to the first media timeout. It's 10-10 in Jefferson City between Lincoln and Fort Hays State. We'll be right back after this on the MIAA Network. Out of the timeout, it's tied 10-10 in the first 5 minutes here at Jason Gym. Welcome back to Jefferson City, Missouri. James Stanley and Cam Thomas with you here on the call today. And Cam, it's not been a great shooting contest so far for Fort Hays State from beyond the arc. They're 0 for 3, and they've left Lincoln's left some wide open shots that the Tigers just have not capitalized on.
Yeah, Fort Hays State has done some good action to get some open jumpers, but Lincoln has done a good job of trying to do their own thing offensively as well.
Cameron Potts surveys his options. Up top as he drives it right side, a pass to Janelle Burton. 7 to shoot. Janelle Burton top of the key between the circles, pops the 2, rims high, and fits some rebounds.
That's not what you want. You don't want to pull up a jumper there. You want to work the offense a little bit better and try to find some screening action or something open off cuts.
Perry Carroll out of Ottawa, Kansas into the game, and he breaks right past Cameron Potts. Wide open 3, rattles home. Good for Calvin Harrington, and the first tray falls on the day for Fort Hays State. It's the largest lead for the Tigers by 3, 13-10 with 14:08 left in the half.
Yeah, we got to stay at home at defense, not jump the passing lanes too early.
Potts down low, draws contact. Initially thought he was blocked, but he will be going to the free throw line to shoot 2. Perry Carroll will pick up the second foul on Fort Hays State of the half. His first, the other foul belongs to Aaron Nicholson. Potts at the free throw line has hovered below 50%, 48% as of last Saturday at the stripe. Can't make the first one. Does lead the team, however, in a lot of other categories in minutes per game, averaging around 32. Assists averaging about 5, and steals with 2. So here's the second free throw on its way. It's up and in. Lincoln cuts the lead for Fort Hays State down by 2 as Cameron Potts will guard Carroll. Not physically, but just across the line. Locks eyes with Potts as he drives to the right, now to the left. Down between the circles and up to the rim. Underhanded layup, good off the right side.
Defensively, that's just not what you want from the guards. They've got to do a better job of staying at home and keeping those feet in front.
Potts underneath the basket, catch and shoot. Lamont Ballard Jr.'s fouled on the three-point shot. He'll be having 3 free throws. A 73% free throw shooter on the year. Up till that point, Lincoln was perfect 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. And Lamont Ballard Jr. misses the first free throw. So far, they've out-rebounded Fort Hays State, although it's early, 4-2. Can't hit the second one either.
You gotta have these.
Free throws have been an issue for Lincoln this season. A couple of weeks ago, we're dead last in the entire country in free throw percentage at 59%, and 1 for 3 at least to get you into the Baseball Hall of Fame, but not necessarily in the basketball world.
No, it doesn't.
So 1 point for Potts, 1 point for Lamont Ballard Jr. That foul worked out for Fort Hays State. Up top, Calvin Harrington with the bouncer to the right for Alvin Thompson, just checked in. Fitz-him on Oluwasegun, dishes it right side as he gets open, and Janelle Burton rejects the ball. Burton kept it from going down, and Marcel Burton will shake and bake. Between the circles, dishes it right side. Janelle Burton finds him once again and turns it over out of bounds. Lincoln's third turnover of the game, 7 minutes deep. They trail 15-12 to Lincoln. Rather, make that Lincoln trails 15-12 to Fort Hays State. Carroll back with the ball across the center line. Angles out to the right side, and a bouncer out to the right for Harrington. Harrington to Vitzum, finds Carroll on the left wing with the ball as Cameron Potts gives chase, and the Blue Tigers play man-to-man. Left corner, trying to kick it back out as Carroll gets the ball and had it blocked a little bit short. Did Potts get a hand on it, Cam? What'd you see?
He did. Great job of him staying in front, and as Coach Witter said, staying solid defensively to get the block.
Janelle Burton turns the ball over as he tried to find Oluwasegun down on the left post. That's his second turnover of the game. And Lincoln trails still by a tray. Lincoln's not scored a bucket in the last minute, 44. With Vitzum to 9-3. Around Oluwasegun, kicks it right corner. Harrington from downtown, in and out. No good as Potts rebounds. Left to right. Full head of steam left side, kicks it right corner. Back to Janelle Burton for Trey. Rims out to the left.
One more, right?
Wanted it from 22 feet, he went 23. Fort Hays State back with the ball with under 12 to shoot, and Oluwasegun bumps Carroll on his way to the rim. Oluwasegun's first foul, second team foul on Lincoln with 11:54 remaining in the first chapter of Senior Day.
I've been okay with Lincoln as far as the way that they've shared the ball offensively. I just think some of the shot selections aren't that great right now, and I think you've got to do a better job defensively at the point of attack at the top of the key, not allowing Fort Hays State to penetrate the lane.
The big freshman Gilbert Peters checks in. He'll muscle up with Oluwasegun. Peters, 6'6", 265 pounds. He wants to get open in the post, but a right side as Hutchins throws it up. Hutchins with 2 points coming into the game.
Just muscled his way to get that two.
Rather, that was not Hutchins, that was Gilbert Peters. Fort Hays State by 5 as Marcel Burton fires for 3 and can't rocket it down the rim. 11:20 left to play in the first half. It's Fort Hays State 17, Lincoln 12. Right, zips a pass right wing as Hutchins around the perimeter with 14 to shoot. Hands off, and Wright gets it back on the left wing. Potts hands above, pick set. Now tries to get back on the ball, but Marcel Burton with hands above, enough for Alvin Thompson to miss his tray. Burton quickly with a pass off to the right side. Lamont Ballard Jr. dishes to the left. Back to Burton on the left wing, swing it down left corner. Cameron Potts makes his move toward the left side and draws a foul. No, he is the foul.
Yeah. Potts tried to force it there, and he had John L there on a backdoor cut. Just missed the look there, and could have got him on the backdoor pass. You know, one thing we can continue to say about Lincoln is shot selection, right? You've got to take better shots.
10 minutes and 30 seconds left till halftime, and the Blue Tigers trail 17-12. Here's Davis on the right wing, fake the 3, kicks it back up top for Hutchins. Hutchins on the weave to Wren. Rather make that to Wright, as Nige Wright with 5 seconds throws it deep, and Hutchins makes his move left side. No good, but the tip from the big man. Gilbert Peters has 4 points. Big run for Fort Hays State. At one point we were tied 10-10. And the Tigers from Kansas have bested Lincoln 9-2. There's a nifty find. Cameron Potts off the assist. He's on the board with 3. That ends nearly 5 minutes of scoreless basketball for Lincoln, with Davis trying to respond. Wanted it from 10 feet. Instead, he went 20.
Now you've got to push pace, push tempo here.
Cameron Potts, right wing, gives to Ballard, top of the key. Swinging to the left side, Marcel Burton. Burton and Davis go toe-to-toe. Back to Oluwasegun, and up top as Potts gets the ball. 1 foot inside the line, Marcel Burton to Lamont Ballard Jr. 10 to shoot. Bouncer low, Oluwasegun is blocked from the left. Gilbert Peters with 4 points, just picked up his first block. Right with the ball up top, gives to Davis, and he finds Hutchings low. Hutchings above Potts, and the ball pinballs around. John Mosley calls a timeout, and he's fired up, but not in the good way. 8:57 left to go in the first half. It's Fort Hays State 21, Lincoln 14. We'll be right back after this on the MIAA Network. Lincoln with the ball with under 9 minutes to go as they trail Fort Hays State 21-14 in the first half. Welcome back to Jason Jim, Jefferson City, Missouri on the MIAA Network. Tiptoeing the line, kicked it out for Potts, and it's right through his hands.
Gotta get it stopped, man. Let's go.
You know me, James, I've been a high praiser of Potts all season long, but the last 5 to 6 games, he just hasn't been himself, hasn't been locked in mentally, and hasn't been the same point guard for this Lincoln team, and why Marcus Cohen stepping up has been so important.
I'll counter your point in just a moment, but Vitzum sends it with Davis, 15 to shoot, just puts it on the deck and walks with the ball. My counterpoint is at Northwest Missouri State. He really put the team on his back despite Lincoln losing by nearly 40 points. Had 12 points, and really to me what characterized the way you talked about how he played in high school when you got to watch him, it's Lincoln trailing by a few at the half, and at the buzzer puts up a easy layup and gets fouled. And an offensive foul the other way, I believe on Joe Davis, rather a travel. As Lincoln will send in some substitutions.
Yeah, Marcel Burton on the travel call there.
If anything, I think it works to the advantage of Lincoln having Potts coming off the bench.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. I like the move with him there.
Gilbert, the big man, he eats at the table and dunks it. Not talking about the donuts in his coffee. 23-14, Fort Hays State by 9. Lincoln needs a run. 1 out of their last 4 from the floor, but not as bad as Fort Hays State's 1 out of their last 7 from downtown. Lamont Ballard Jr. stripped. Lincoln's turned the ball over more times than Carter has pills, and that turns into more points for Fort Hays State. They lead 25-14.
I have no idea how that went in. The rim, somebody grabbed the rim before the shot attempt went up, and it still went through.
Foul on the floor with Potts motioning and sensing some urgency. In comes Zach Fields.
Yeah, I mean,
for him, this is not his senior day. Out comes Lamont Ballard Jr., Joe Davis, and Cam Potts. We'll see if Zach Fields maybe can be the answer. If anything, I think DJ Ward So he was playing in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and
might be the answer.
Yeah, and the offense was actually working through him in a good way.
Cohen to Janelle Burton, then give it to Fields on the left wing. Fields fakes a pass, gives to Notch, wasn't ready for the ball and just tipped it up. Now hands off to Fields as he nearly lost it, and Notch leans into a three but decides not to shoot. 4 to shoot as Fields down low, draws contact and a foul. It'll be the 5th one on Fort Hays State of the half with 7:08 to go.
Lincoln looks so unorganized on the offensive end right now. It is just...
They've turned the ball over 8 times with Marcel Burton leading the way with 3. On the key in for LaKeelan Taylor. Short pass Janelle Burton as Cameron Potts, or I should say Marcus Cohen, backs it out. Swings around the left side of the gate as Lincoln has 10 to shoot and Janelle Burton making his move. No look pass up top of the key as Jordan Notch gives to Taylor. Taylor rumbles low, left-handed layup, it's good.
That's good awareness right there from LT, realizing that the size advantage from Peters would probably alter the shot on the right side, so he moves over to the left side and finishes it with the left hand. Great awareness from LT.
Not to mention on that last foul, that makes 2 for Thompson off the bench. Fort Hays State back from right to left as right down the left alley, floats it high, and unevaded, he's going to come down with that 99% of the time.
That's a great shot right there from Najee Wright. Just floats it up with the right hand on the left side. Wasn't expecting it from the defensive.
6 points for Wright as Lincoln will reset on the right side of the floor. Janelle Burton stops on the bunny hop. Did lean into a defender. The officials blow the play dead and a foul on the floor. One more foul and Lincoln will have free throws coming to them from the bonus.
That's probably about the only good thing.
But right now, they're only 2 of 5 as a team from the free throw line. Fowler went 1 for 3 after he was fouled on a 3-point attempt earlier. And this will put Lincoln into the bonus with Janelle Burton drawing contact. Cameron Potts went 1 for 2 from the free throw line to start out the game. That's already 2 fouls on Calvin Harrington. He has 3 points. Fort Hays State looks to make no substitutions. Everyone looks towards Mark Johnson to see who he's going to send into the game. Now that he will send in Devin Davis. Davis checking in for the 2 foul. Calvin Harrington. Janelle Burton, a 78% free throw shooter on the season, enters top 10 in the conference from the stripe and goes 1 for 2.
Get back, Jordan!
I'd rather make that 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Lincoln contains back as they move to a zone. 3 on top, 2 on the bottom. Wright directing traffic as he angles near side. Tape on his left pinky. Dribbles once, now twice. A bouncer for the big man again. Peters has 8 points, 4 of them off of dunks.
You can tell Lincoln's struggling right now, especially with the group that's on the floor, because how many times has this group played together this season? Probably none.
He's been kryptonite against Lincoln as Janelle Burton works off the left post. Nifty move, but is fouled. He'll go back to the free throw line with 2 free throws.
And you know what's working right now that usually doesn't work for Lincoln and hasn't so far this year? John Elball. It's actually working right now with him taking the charge, and he's the only one really that's been willing to attack the rim. Everybody else wants to take a bunch of jump shots and, you know, not really moving the basketball. John Elball is actually the only thing that's keeping Lincoln in this game in the last couple minutes.
Janelle Burton gives Lincoln 19. That's his 5th point. He leads the Blue Tigers in scoring. Keelan Taylor has 4, Marcel Burton has 3. And that'll give 6 points to Janelle Burton as he pulls the lead within single digits, 29-20. Fort Hays State leads at the 5:20 mark as they wrap up their 2019-20 campaign. These 2 teams could face off in a play-in game in Kansas City. What a find for Peters. Fitsom will pull the trigger, and Fitsom can't hit the mark as Peters rumbles and gets the rebound and draws a foul. Zach Fields will tab his first, and Lincoln has 4 as a team with 5:03 to go until halftime. They trail 29-20.
Fields has definitely added a spark off the bench and, you know, playing well defensively, offensively. You know, he's tried to take the ball to the glass a couple of times. I like his IQ. We know he's always been there. Can he put all parts of the game together?
Najee Wright, the senior, wearing the same shoes he wore last year. With a 3 missed by Fitsom, and the way we know is that he has a rainbow color on the bottom of his shoe and creates an optical illusion when he runs across the floor. But Zach Fields ducks and tucks. The left perimeter gives to Marcus Cohen. 15 to shoot is Janelle Burton for three. Burton is good from downtown. Got that one from the Capitol steps. 4:24 left in this first half between Fort Hays State and Lincoln. That's the Tigers of Kansas leading the Blue Tigers of Missouri by 6 points. Quick pass on the skip as Vitsum gets through, and Zach Fields stuck his hand a little too far down low.
I thought he had him straight up.
Will be his second foul. John Mosley animatedly upset about the call. We'll keep it here during the break and break down the stats for you so far through the first 16 minutes. Lincoln trails 29-23. And Cam, right now, Lincoln on a 5-0 run over the last 90 seconds. And Janelle Burton has really put the team on his back. He has all 5 of those points.
Yeah, Lincoln looked at a point in this first half where it could have, went the other way. At a certain point that Fort Hays State was up by almost 11, and it didn't look like Lincoln had anything going on the offensive end. So good job by Jonell understanding that, having the awareness to just take the ball to the cup, and I guess having the confidence to do so, because we know that he's kind of faulted in that role throughout his career. But tonight, in senior night, he's stepping up and making it happen.
As of right now, Fort Hays State is not only winning the battle in the paint, Cam, they're winning the war, they're winning the campaign. They've outscored Lincoln 22-8 in the paint, and most of those points coming off from the big man Gilbert Peters, but he's also been rocking things defensively. 4 rebounds for him. He has a block and is 4 for 4 from the floor.
Well, Fort Hays State is a more physical team right now. They're the ones crashing the boards more. It's not that they've got one big that is maybe a guy that you feel like is tough to guard. You may have to double in Gilbert Peters. Everybody else, it's a comparable team as far as guys that you feel like you can cover and compete with inside. So there should be no excuse that Lincoln should be losing this rebounding battle so bad.
If he's this dynamic as a freshman, I wonder what else is left in store for the big man from Copeland, Kansas. He has the ball as he hands off to Wright. And Wright will reset the offensive scheme as Lincoln follows defenders. 10 to shoot with under 4 to go in the half, and Lincoln trailing by 6. Davis posts up above Jordan Notch. Get the rebound. LaKeelan Taylor clears. Here come the Blue Tigers from left to right. Taylor secures his 3rd rebound of the game. Cohen down low. Watt with the ball.
It's crazy.
And rather an offensive foul called on Marcus Cohen. That's his first. He'll go to the bench. That's 5 fouls on Lincoln.
And a push on the offhand.
I think John Mosley channeling his inner Patsy Cline, saying crazy several times. 3:35 left until the halftime whistle. Lincoln in the bonus, but Fort Hays State not far behind with 5 Blue Tiger fouls. Right up top with Carroll checking back into the game. With Lincoln on a 5-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Stop down low. And Peters appeared to travel, but the officials don't agree. Officials call a foul on Jordan Notch. It'll be his first, and the crowd is not happy. 6 fouls on Lincoln. They do say the foul is not on the shot, so no free throws upcoming for the big man. And here's the inbound to Peters, forced to be reckoned with. Up top for Hutchings, as Cameron Potts falls down hard on the floor, no call. Down the right alley with Potts rejecting the ball, and it's lost out of bounds for Jake Hutchings.
A little bit of a makeup call right there because Potts going to get called for a foul. They just let it go out of bounds. Hey, great defense, though, by Cam Potts. That could start something for him as far as, leading this offense.
Lincoln had good vibes going into the first 5 minutes, but now they trail by 6 with 3 to go in the half. Potts to Janelle Burton, thought about the 3, walked with the ball. That's Lincoln's 9th turnover of the first half. Fort Hays State has turned the ball over just twice. They'd rather make that the 10th turnover. 3 on both Burtons. 2:51 left. 29-23, Fort Hays State leading. Carroll gets the ball near side. Saves it for going into press row. Angles toward the baseline, but kicks it back out beyond the perimeter with 10 to shoot as he gives to Davis. Rather make that a right. Right around a pick, right down the right alley, and he misses. Too short, Keelan Taylor muscles against Peters, wins the rebound. Lincoln with speed, and Janelle Burton turns it over.
Yeah, too big of a crossover there. Let it extend too far in his right hand and couldn't get it back over to the left.
Overextend on the wingspan, and Fort Hays State will take it away. 11 turnovers on the Blue Tigers in the first 18 minutes. Notch down low, keeps the ball from going down, and looks to the crowd as he says it did not touch him last.
Boy, is Gilbert Peters setting a screen like running into a brick wall. I mean, every time he sets the screen, Blue Tigers are almost falling to the ground. That is tough. 6'6", 265.
Keelan Taylor, handsy on the inbound, draws the foul, and that'll be 7. That puts Lincoln over the limit. Fort Hays State will be at the line for the rest of the 2:08.
This has been a tough last 2 minutes of basketball for both these teams because the score's been stagnant at 29-23 since that media timeout at 4:07. So this is just tough basketball right now for both of these teams. Defensively, I think they're having some mishaps, and sometimes shots just aren't falling.
Cam, since that media timeout, Lincoln's still on a 5-0 run. Although it does not feel like with the way the gym has reacted and the fans have reacted to the way the calls are not falling Lincoln's way. But Lincoln's still hanging around. They trail by 7 with Vitzum at the line. He'll take the second free throw and nets it. Fort Hays State by 8, 2:06 until both teams head to the locker room. Up to Notch, top of the key. Chest pass to Marcel Burton, guarded by Carroll. Carroll trying to get shredded on the pick set, but Oluwasegun lost handle on the rock instead. Notch comes up with it deep in the left post. He backs up on Peters. Tries to get around him. What a nifty move, and the ball rims out.
Gotta finish.
At the last moment, gravity was not in favor of Lincoln. Meanwhile, a foul on the floor on Lincoln. The other way, that'll give Oluwasegun 2 as he comes to the bench. And Lamont Ballard Jr. checks in for him. He'll join Marcel Burton, Janelle Burton, Cameron Potts, and Jordan Notch. Peters at the free throw line on the 1-and-1. Nets the first. And Cam, this feels like, although there's a lot of basketball to be played, this could be a point where if Lincoln does not start to gain some control momentum, it could start to get out of hand.
Yeah, because they're giving up minutes of action and not taking, the motions that they need to take to look good offensively.
Ballard Jr. follows the perimeter to Jordan Notch up top of the key. Pulls the ball high above his head, then sends it back out as Janelle Burton on the transfer pass to Potts. Rushes low. Potts into traffic, has his shot rejected. 14 to shoot. Jordan Notch corrals it far right side. Pushes once, bumps, and down low. Foul on the floor. Offensive foul. Notch will pick up his second. That's 9 on Lincoln in the half. And Oluwasegun will have to check in with his 2 fouls. If anything with that officiating call, Cam, the first initial contact that Jordan Notch made should have been a foul. That second contact, in my opinion at least, did not look like a foul-worthy call.
That's the third time today that he's trying to back down a defender from all the way outside the three-point line. You think that excessive force is probably trying to be used if you're an official.
You know what they say, mother won't see it the first time, but you will see it the second, and the officials called it. 10 to shoot, slaloming outside. It's Hutchins, finds Carroll. Carroll with under a minute to play in the first half. With 4 to shoot down the right alley, he has his shot a little short. He takes a hard tumble. Lincoln has numbers, 5 on 4. Cameron Potts out to Janelle Burton. Denies the 3, drives up top of the key. Right corner, Lamont Ballard Jr. Could not go down, and Oluwasegun falls hard on the floor. Draws contact with Jake Hutchins, and that'll be his first foul. Lincoln trails 33 to 23, and they've not scored in the last 3 minutes. 42 seconds till we head to break. With Oluwasegun at the free throw line. One of the highest free throw shooters on the team, around the 87% clip. First free throw, the 1-and-1. He gives Lincoln 24. Lincoln at the free throw line, 7-10. Second free throw is rattled down. The Blue Tigers cut the lead down to 8 for Fort Hays State with 39 seconds until halftime. Just about 11 seconds between shot and game clock. Right backs into the Potts. With Peters up top, Oluwasegun, very tough defense. Peters shifted the feet, no call. Wright makes his move in front of Lincoln's bench. Double team, lost the ball. Blue Tigers have it. Here's Oluwasegun. He's racing hard, and he's fouled. Can't get the bucket to fall. Really wanted that one, and that's one of the few times, Cam, I think you can go ahead and jam it home. But given Lincoln's luck with dunks lately, I think he just wanted to go for the sure thing on the layup. That is the second foul on Perry Carroll. And the free throw, Karam's out.
Got to have it. It's tough, man. Great play in transition, right? You got to finish.
Here's the second one. And Oluwasegun gets 1 point on the breakaway. 12.1 seconds left in the half. Wright with 8. Across the line. It's stolen away by Marcel Burton. Falls on the floor. Who's going to come up with it? It's dished to Fort Hays State. And at the buzzer, no shot off. A frustrating first half for Lincoln as they will head to the locker room and try to come up with a new game plan. They trail Fort Hays State 33-26. Leading scorer Janelle Burton with 9 points. And Cam, what's got to change for Lincoln in the second half?
I'll tell you what, offensively, I think the half-court sets need to get better because Lincoln has really only scored meaningful buckets in transition. And, you know, besides that, the one-on-one game with John L is the only thing that really has worked for them in the past couple of minutes. So that's got to get better defensively. I thought they made some strides in that last couple of minutes to get better.
We'll send it to break, and then Raphael Green will take over with your halftime report here at Jason Gym. It's 33-26 at the half on the MIAA Network.
Welcome to the Lincoln University Halftime Report. I'm Raphael Green. As we catch up on the Tigers matchup, Lincoln University versus Fort Hays. Score at half is 33-26 with Fort Hays up. This is senior night for the Blue Tigers, with seniors like Janelle Burton, Taylor, and DJ Ward. Speaking of Janelle Burton, one of the key players in the first half with 9 points, 4 rebounds. But on the other side of the end, you would say Gilbert Peters has something to say about that. He has 10 points. He's 4 for 4 from the field and 5 rebounds. On this senior night, Lincoln Blue Tigers, Coach Mosley looked very frustrated. Even the crowd was frustrated with a lot of calls going either way. Just a lot of people frustrated with calls. For Fort Hays, the three-pointers have really been killing them. Shooting from 3, 1 for 9. And Lincoln University not too far behind, 3 for 6. In Fort Hays University, the second chance points has really been good for them. And just points in the paint, they scored over 30 points in the paint. Here's a look at a replay right here. with Jonell Burton with the ball, pulls up for mid-range, missed his shot, but back on the offensive glass, senior Taylor gets the rebound. As you can see, the pick and roll has been working effectively when the Lincoln Blue Tiger knocks down the shot right there. Here's another play with DJ Ward hands it to Jonell Burton. Jonell Burton with the nice moves for pull-up mid-range. Easy shot for him, if you can say, if you've seen him all year. With DJ Ward senior checking in right off the start of the game to knock the shot down. With the stats that's been really killing them, Lincoln University is not shooting too bad at the free throw line, 72%. But Fort Hays is shooting 100% from the line. As I spoke of earlier, three-pointers are killing Fort Hays. They shoot 11% from the line, and Lincoln University is shooting 50% right now. Lincoln University is out-rebounding them right now on the glass period, but Fort Hays has something to say about it on the offensive glass. Turnovers are really killing the Blue Tigers with 12 turnovers. Well, I'll get back to the game. I'm Raphael Green checking out with you at Lincoln University halftime report.
Halftime's over, and we'll start the final 20 minutes here in Jason Gym with Fort Hays State leading Lincoln at 33-26 on the MIAA network. James Stanley with my broadcast partner Cam Thomas. It's Jawan Holly up top in the production booth, doing a fantastic job. It's been a pleasure all season to bring you these games. But Lincoln with the ball first to start things out from right to left. A bouncer low intended for Olawasago. It's taken us 20-some-odd games at home to finally have a mistake on his name. Cohen with the inbound to Taylor as he hands off back to Cohen. Now he'll run a play. Marcel Burton cuts down low as Cohen drives to the right and can't get it to fall. That's been the tail of the tape for Lincoln today. Running plays, but not necessarily getting the result they want. They trail 33-26 with Vitsum, guarded by Olawasago, getting past him on the right side. He'll get the bucket and one.
Could turn ugly quick, or Lincoln could learn from their mistakes in the first half and flip the switch, because it's the same issues that they had in the first half, right, that you're already seeing in the first 45 seconds. Not being smart on the defensive end and not locking in from the beginning of the game.
Flip the switch, Cam. I think maybe they need some jumper cables.
Yeah.
And the old-fashioned three-point play is good for a 10-point lead for Fort Hays State. That's 3 fouls now on Olawasago. Near side for Cohen. Sends it right for Marcel Burton. Janelle Burton cuts low, and he'll pull from a long two, misses. Lincoln has gone silent. One out of their last 6 from down, well, not just downtown, but from the floor.
Well, the biggest problem with that last possession was that was within 4 seconds of the shot clock. Marcel took that shot before the shot clock had even winded down.
No distribution with a step back two for Davis. It rims high, and Cohen rebounds for Lincoln.
Whereas Fort Hays State has taken their first shot at least 10 to 12 seconds into the shot clock. They're working on the offensive end. Lincoln's got to do that.
Cohen to Marcel Burton. Stutter steps, 1-on-2, finds LaKeelan Taylor high. Taylor with 6 points after an 8-point game on Thursday.
That's a good feed from John L. right there. He got the fake because the defender bit on him going up to the rim, and then he just laid it off for LT to finish it.
18-18 left in Jason Gym for this senior class. With Wright finding Harrington on the perimeter. And now down low goes Harrington, or rather not Harrington, that's Aaron Nicholson. Fading away and putting Fort Hays State back up by 10. Cohen near side, guarded by Wright. Center floor gives right side wing for John L. Burton. Now down to the right corner as Marcel Burton pulls out. Wide open look for Cameron. How to make that for Marcus Cohen. As Cohen patiently awaits at the 10-second mark on the shot clock. Finder low for LaKeelan Taylor. Great dish on the assist for Marcel Burton.
That's what they need to continue to do.
Attack
stop
low.
now.
38-30, Fort Hays State by 8 with 7:23 to go. Left and right, works right as he finds Vitsum, and John L. Burton fouls him hard. That's his first. He has 9 points. And Janelle Burton, possibly not on his assignment, draws the foul, and he will come to the bench as Lamont Ballard Jr. looks to check in. Rather, Janelle Burton will not be checking out. It's Olawasago who checks out. Yeah, Janelle Burton maybe had the idea that since he's the one who drew the foul that he's going right to the bench afterward.
Yeah, but right, I'll be honest with you, James, right now, Coach Moses doesn't have a choice but to keep John L. and LT in the game right now. They are the only two things that are working on the offensive end for the Blue Tigers. Everybody else is taking jump shots and not working the shot clock.
If Lincoln's down by maybe 1 or 2 scores, I like that foul. Force him, make him go to the line as LaKeelan Taylor with 6 straight points will try to make it 7 at the charity stripe.
And I think the dynamic right now that we were talking about with LT and John L is the fact that John L can push the pace, right? And you've got to put so much attention on him trying to go full head of steam to the rack that you leave LT wide open streaking down the lane, or you set up the other way around where you just feed LT and then you can feed back out to John L and let him go to work. A lot of options there.
Taylor with 3 points. Off of one step, and he has 11. Trying to close out his Lincoln season on a high note. 33-40, Blue Tigers trail by 7. Out on the right corner, Niger right, hands off Davis. Davis, the disher, and the high layup with contact drawn for Vitson will put him back at the free throw line. Fort Hays State as a team is 9 for 9 from the stripe, and 7 of those 9 free throws made by Vitson. Cameron Potts takes off his warm-up shirt and heads to the scorer's table. We'll see whose number he pulls out. It might be Janelle Burton with 2 fouls.
And it is.
And no, it's Lamont Ballard Jr. (41-33) with Vidston making his 8th free throw of the game. He has 12 points. Right now, all those free throws, all the time he's gotten to the line is the difference maker in this one.
Yeah, at some point, Lincoln's got to grab some stops, though, and close the gap. This gap continues to widen for Fort Hays State, and Lincoln's got to keep it within a couple of possessions so that they can strike at the right time.
At some point, you won't be able to cross the creek because it's going to get too wide. And Janelle Burton goes to the rim and misses, and LaKeelan Taylor tries to get the offensive board but can't crash it. 42-33, Fort Hays State by 9. With Wright clearing out to Vitson, makes his move, wants to draw contact, gets the bucket to go, and he'll shoot another free throw.
I don't know how he made that shot. That was absolutely insane. He was going up on the left side of the basket and then double clutches and able to kiss it off the glass on the right side, and it just floats on in.
That will be LaKeelan Taylor's 3rd. 15 points now for Vitson, with the majority of those coming from the free throw line, and Lincoln has 4 fouls as a team with 16-18 to go. We'll keep it here during the break. Let's take a look around the rest of the MIAA. As the second half starts in Warrensburg, Nebraska Kearney trails UCM by 1, 37-36 as they close out their road trip to the Show Me State. Missouri Western on the road at Missouri Southern, and it's the Lions in Joplin with 6:49 to go in the half, leading 31-17. Emporia State on the road at Northeastern State, and then Tahlequah, Oklahoma with 8:52 to go. Till halftime, it's 16-11 in favor of the Hornets. Northwest Missouri State separating themselves early on the road in Pittsburgh State. The Gorillas trail 45-23 as the first half comes to a close. At halftime in Edmond, Oklahoma, it's UCO leading 36-24 over Newman. And Washburn on the road at Rogers State. They just kicked off in Claremore, Oklahoma. 20 seconds deep, no score. But at this one, it's 44-33. Lincoln down by 11 on senior day with 16-18 to play. And Cam, right now, Fort Hays State in a position that Lincoln was at on Thursday. Lincoln, if you want to call it an upset, knocking off one of the teams ahead of them in the standings, and that's what Fort Hays State's trying to do right now.
Yeah, and then it can make it real interesting for Fort Hays State, because then they would have the tiebreaker over LU, and it would have LU right behind them at the 9 spot. I mean, this is you're getting into tricky territory here with only 4 games left after this one. You've got to play smarter, got to play harder.
On top of that, you play 2 teams that have already beaten you this season, in Washburn and Missouri Southern. Janelle Burton pushed, keeps his foot on the line to draw the foul. That will be 3 charged on Harrington, and 2 fouls on Fort Hays State in the half. Janelle Burton to key it in, just to the right of Lincoln's bench. Cohen on the inbound, inside the circles. Gives out Marcel Burton, kicks it back out left wing. Marcus Cohen, the feeder pass to the left for Janelle Burton. Off the screen, sets it on the right side. Right-hand layup, no good. Rebound for Vitson. And the Blue Tigers still looking fruitless from the floor.
I don't mind the drive there, actually.
It's a good play call. It's just those shots have not been falling down for Lincoln. Wright with the floater up top, and he charges. He'll pick up his first foul. On the bright side, Cam, Lincoln on their last 4 shots. The Blue Tigers are 3 of 4. And LaKeelan Taylor really with the hot hand. He's 5 out of his last 6 on the game with 10 points. rather make that 11. Marcus Cohen low, keeps inbounds, kicks it out Marcel Burton for three. Good from the Callaway County line. Lincoln with a little bit of conviction. Trailing 44-36. Down by double digits and have trailed for majority of the game. Can they claw their way back as Davis has the ball for Fort Hays State? Left side pass for Nicholson. As he finds Vitsum's low. Jordan Notch's only option is to throw up a clothesline. Now the officials talk, is the foul on the floor or is it on the bucket? Jordan Notch, regardless, will have his second foul. They wave the bucket off, and that's his third foul. And 5 fouls on Lincoln. Lincoln sure could use a stop as they key it in deep to Davis from Nicholson. Hand off right as he weaves to Nicholson. Center floor. Dribbles once with the left hand, but shakes to the right. Now gives to Vitsum wide open three. Vitsum rattles it in.
Well, he said he was going to be the focal point of the Fort Hays offense tonight, and he definitely has been that, but he hasn't really come on until this second half. I've loved his play.
Janelle Burton, right perimeter. Shuffles to the left. Now gives back out to right wing as Jordan Notch into a three. And a timeout call for John Mosley. Grabs the clipboard. He wants to draw up a play.
That was not the shot that John Mosley wanted. I'm going to tell you that right now. And he called that timeout at a perfect time.
47-39. I believe they will go ahead and send this to the media break as well. But 14:38 to go. Fort Hays State leads 47-39 over Lincoln. We'll be right back after this. This is Blue Tiger Basketball on the MIAA Network. Out of media timeout, 14:37 remaining here at Jason Gym, with Fort Hays State on the road leading Lincoln 47-39. Across the line, goes right. Tries to throw up off the pick, but weave the ball from Nicholson to the right side for Wright. 10 to shoot. Wright dishes low, now gives to Davis as he goes off the right post and draws a foul. Jordan Notch might be called. He goes straight up, and it will be Cameron Potts' first foul. 6 fouls on the Blue Tigers, 1 more, and Fort Hays State will be shooting free throws, and that's not good news. On the day, Fort Hays State is 11-12 from the stripe. 15 to shoot. Right perimeter is Harrington Corral's possession. Gives a Nicholson, and the three clanks high. Davis saves it in bounds. Potts tries to get the rebound, rather it's Cohen. Over to John L. Burton as he charges. That'll be John L. Burton's third.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
I'm not sure exactly how Nicholson could have gotten back that quickly and got his feet set. It's so bang.
How would he have gotten position? The official didn't even know what number it was on.
He held up number 0.
Then he held up 3, and then Coach Mosley had to tell him 15.
Well, better to be honest. But Fort Hays State still maintaining.
That's ridiculous.
9-point lead.
I've never seen that before.
They say third time's the charm. Right, strong pass. It's the handoff, and Cameron Potts bumps, which gives Lincoln rather offensive foul.
Makeup call.
There will be 2 fouls on Vidstum. He remains into the game with his 18 points that leads Fort Hays State. Marcus Cohen directing some traffic as he gives to Jordan Notch off the left elbow. Notch follows toward the baseline, gives to Janelle Burton as he nearly bobbled the ball. Out to Cohen, around the pick he goes. Left alley, tiptoes the baseline, and stepped on it.
Gets called for a foul, reach around.
Cohen called for a reach around foul. That's his second and 8 on Lincoln with 13:22 to go.
And he does tend to do that a little bit because he'll use his body as kind of that deflector to the defender, and then all of a sudden as he tries to go up and under, he'll use that right hand as kind of a clamp to keep the defender away from him.
Cohen can't get past Nicholson as he missed right down Main Street. Could have fell in a manhole with Potts back from right to left and fouled on his way up to the right side of the cup. It will be Vidsum's 3rd foul, and now an interesting storyline starting to develop. If you take Vidsum out of this equation, Cam, Lincoln may not only be trailing by fewer points, but they might even be leading.
Well, and you put Gilbert Peters in this game, it changes the way that Lincoln is able to play, because if you think about it, I know that Peters was, big on setting screens and big on the boards and everything like that, but Lincoln was able to play a little bit faster because Peters is obviously the slower guy in comparison to Vidsum. Vidsum speeds up the game for Fort Hays State.
Trade one big man for the other. The devil you know might not be as bad as the one you don't, as Peters gets the rebound and Fort Hays State back from left to right.
Big thing was Potts missed both those free throws at the line. I mean, he's got to have those.
Potts coming in below 50% foul shooting on the season. Great ball movement for the Tigers out on the perimeter. Fort Hays State motioning low with right, zipping a right wing for Carrollton. Trying to make that for Carroll. Creating space goes Hutchins. Hutchins can't connect. Janelle Burton turns on the jet, stops up short, gives to Marcel Burton on the left perimeter, draws contact with Hutchins drawing a foul. That's 6 on Fort Hays State, and one more will put Lincoln in the bonus. And with the Blue Tigers not shooting great from the free throw line this afternoon, not sure if it's doing him any good. Janelle Burton shuffles, right side, 3-on-1. He takes on the Blue Tigers, or I should say, he takes on the entire Fort Hays State down low. Lincoln has clawed their way back in, and now there's only 6 points down with 12:24 to go. And Peters picking up his first foul.
Legs. Got to use the legs.
Missed on the extra point. With Fort Hays State bringing it back. Nige Wright ushering the offense. 12:13 to go. Fort Hays State's lead has dwindled down to 6. Fire a pass low for Hutchins. Hutchins kicks it back out. Pulled the trigger right side. No good. And a lucky call for Lincoln with the ball rolling out of bounds. Marcel Burton laid out for it. And like a shortstop just out of reach, could not haul in the ball. It's a good thing he didn't touch it. Don't think Mark Johnson's entirely pleased with the call, but
no, he thought it went off the leg of Burton.
6-point deficit for Lincoln with 11:50 to go. Notch top of the key, gives Marcel Burton as he wants someone to move. Down the left alley, rolls, whistle blown, and a foul on Fort Hays State. 3 fouls on a hip check to Alvin Thompson. Not that you talk about foul runs, mostly runs go with the scoring, but this is a giant foul run right now for Fort Hays State. At one point, Lincoln had 7, and Fort Hays State just had 2 or 3.
Right, exactly.
Now, Fort Hays State has tied them in the half, both with 8. Lincoln's playing cleaner basketball. Free throw is on the 1-1, no good on the front end.
Well, and Lincoln take care of the basketball a little bit better, too, in this second half. He had almost 8 turnovers in the first half. Now the Blue Tigers, have only had 6 since we made that point about 8.
Nicholson up top. followed by Marcus Cohen. Janelle Burton gave chase on Carroll. Back right corner. Dish it back out. And a three that hits, clanks to the left side. No good for Nicholson. Lincoln rebounds. Jordan Notch, a baseball-style pass. Down to Potts as he'll pull up down the left alley. Now Potts makes his move, and Jordan Notch at the free throw line. Stops 1-on-2. Kicks it out for Marcus Cohen, right wing. Skip pass as they transfer the ball down to Potts on the left corner. Potts toeing the line and bumps on Nicholson to draw the 19th foul on the Fort Hays State Tigers in the last 10 minutes.
It gets scary when you think about this could possibly be a free throw shooting game towards the end of this contest with both these teams in the bonus, and Lincoln just hasn't done it from the free throw line tonight. It just hasn't worked.
Lincoln trails by 6, and the Blue Tigers have missed 8 free throws on the game, and Cameron Potts is 1 for 4. Makes the first one. Law of averages might come back into equation with Lincoln. He has 4 points. 2 off of free throws, 1 off a layup. Second free throw short. No one there to contest the board as Alvin Thompson with his 3 fouls corrals. 10 minutes and change to go. Lincoln trailing by 5, 47-42. It's Carroll to Nicholson, off the screen. Goes left, then right, 10 to shoot. Nicholson playing 1-on-1. He's taken the last 3 3-pointers for Fort Hays State and is yet to make one.
Lincoln's got a small lineup on the floor right now. Can't combat with the bigs of Fort Hays State.
Talking about the bigs, there's Vitsum sending it left wing. While Thompson tickles the twine. Foot on the line, give it for 2. Lincoln trails 49-42. Jordan Knotts thought about the 3, but instead gives near side for Janelle Burton. Squint says he wants to hand off for Cameron Potts. As Potts will slalom low, kicks it back out, and Potts draws a foul. 4th one on Alvin Thompson. That will put Potts at the line. And the foul troubles continue for Fort Hays State. 3 for Vitsum with his team leading 18 points. And you've seen the Tigers kind of go into a little bit of a lull as he's not playing as aggressively.
Oh, absolutely. It really does. It comes with the guard play, right? I mean, we know that Lincoln has pushed the pace and the tempo with the guards, and I think that's why John Mosley is going with this small lineup right now. Because although Fort Hays State has the bigs on the interior that can, outpower Lincoln's lineup right now, the guards are forcing Fort Hays State to not really play as well.
Potts gets Lincoln a little bit closer. They still trail by 6 with 10:03 to play here in Jefferson City. Off the inbound, Lamont Ballard Jr. double teamed for Carroll. Carroll nearly got the ball broken away, and on the full court press, Fort Hays State is able to get across the line. Now a foul is called, and John Mosley flies off the bench.
That was a horrible call. He touched the ball the whole time.
The 1,000+ here in Jason Jim, not so sure about the call either. John Mosley is way out of his coaching box with the media timeout. Free throws coming up after the break. 9:50 to go in Jefferson City. It's Fort Hays State leading 49-43 on the road. We'll be right back after this on the MIAA Network. Out of the media timeout. 9:50 to go. Fort Hays State 49, Lincoln 43. James Stanley, as well as Cam Thomas and Jawan Holly on the broadcast crew today. Cameos by Raphael Green and Amani Grant Pate. But no good on the 1-and-1 for the first shot. And Lincoln back from right to left, trying to cut into the 6-point deficit. Potts off the screen at the free throw line, kicks it left corner, Janelle Burton. Floater with the right hook, and out of bounds. Off the fingertips, no good. Burton with 11. Time for the team lead with the Keelan Taylor, who's currently not on the floor for Lincoln. Taylor has 3 fouls. John Mosley might be saving him for late. Back across the line, and Lincoln has another foul. That will put Fort Hays State into the double bonus, and now there's no more room on the scoreboard for any more fouls.
With either team, and that's what hurts the most, I feel like, with Lincoln right now, is that, you know, you want to put on the pressure defensively to try to change some things up and not let Fort Hays State be comfortable on the offensive end. But if you do that, your team's susceptible to fouling because that's been an issue all game.
Right shooting 2, the second one knocks down. A little bit of spin, and Keelan Taylor will look to check into the final 9:18. Lincoln trails by 7, not out of the equation yet. Hanging around. Can they pull off some magic on senior day with Potts on the nice transfer? Jordan Notch zips the ball. Janelle Burton left wing. It's good! How about that one from Jefferson Street?
I only seen John L a couple of times really force it tonight. Everything else, groove the offense. I like John L's play tonight.
And Lincoln's has its smallest lead since the first half, 50-46.
Smart move by John L, not jumping the passing lane there. Stay strong and solid on the defensive end.
I should say its smallest hole. They trail by 4 with 10 on the shot clock for Fort Hays State. Vincent pulls up on the J, misses left side. Janelle Burton rebounds. Lincoln with pressure. Full speed ahead. Left side for Marcel Burton, kicks it up. Cameron Potts top of the key. Then back down to the left corner on the straightaway. Potts to Notch, up top. He'll try from the free throw line. Right-handed is good.
Yeah, Coach Mosley called for that play about 10 seconds ago. He saw it early, and Jordan Notch just didn't recognize it. When he finally saw it and hit it, it was golden. Worked to perfection.
How about this crowd getting back with their team? Lincoln is trying to fight their way back as they trail by just 1 score, 50-48. They're on a 5-0 run over the last minute. And Cam, what have you seen that's been different for Lincoln besides gaining momentum back on their side?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is they're paying attention to the details, focusing in on the defensive end, getting defensive stops. Really, what's helped is Lincoln's going into the full court pressure right now, and they're forcing Fort Hays State to try to get the ball towards the middle of the floor. And when they're doing that, Lincoln's converging with 2 defenders. Now, they've had a couple of foul calls on that defensive end going into the full court pressure, but it's helped them offensively because now they're forcing Fort Hays State into the game that Lincoln wants, and that is a slower, more methodical offensive game for Fort Hays State. They don't want them to speed it up.
Fort Hays State has also gotten cold from beyond the arc. They've only made 1 of the last 10 three-pointers. 2 of 14 as a team. Talk about that shot that's hurt Lincoln all season. They've been very selective on the three-pointer in today's game, and they're 6 of 9. Far side floor. Nicholson brings the center for Wright. Right with the rainbow shoes, bouncer for Vincent. Vincent nearly had it blocked, but floater high and stops Lincoln's 5-0 run. Fort Hays State by 4, 52-48. 20 points for Vincent. I'd rather make that for Vincent. Potts into the right corner as Marcel Burton rolls to the right. On the tip-off, got his own layup to go.
Great putback attempt right there from Marcel. Right place, right time, right?
Well, you also create your own luck in that situation. Had he not flown in to chase it, Lincoln would not have 2 more points.
And you love the fact that he is inching closer to double figures. If you get 3 Blue Tigers in double figures, that's a recipe for success.
Nicholson to right on the transfer. Is to Harrington. Nicholson's tried 3 three-pointers in the half and yet to make 1. Now Vincent will pull up for 3 and airballs it.
That is not the shot he wanted.
Mostly overshot. Needed 22 feet, only went 18. Potts off the right wing, finds Marcel Burton from Missouri Boulevard.
Exactly.
Lincoln has the lead, 53-52.
Great awareness by Potts right there, right? He drew the double team and then was able to skip it through some air raid right there to get it to Marcel in the corner.
6:40 to play, and the Blue Tigers have their first lead of the second half. They've led for around 2 minutes only of the entire game time.
Now Lincoln's back into a zone defense, no man-to-man.
Jason Jim is loud with right. Thought he could have been called for the travel. He goes from the left corner, can't knock down the tray. Cleared for the board for Marcel Borton. Janelle Burton back on the right wing, Lincoln in the driver's seat. Here he goes on the baseline, LaKeelan Taylor, high floater off the glass, it's good!
What a pass from John L. Wrap around the defender, and LT with a nice kiss and touch.
Fort Hays State is bleeding, and Lincoln leads by 3 with 6:09 to go. Smiles on the bench, and the entire crowd at Jason Jim very into the game. 6:09 left to play. It's Fort Hays trailing Lincoln 55-52.
Yeah, just a 30-second timeout here, so we're going to keep it on the floor. But just a great job by Lincoln the last couple of possessions. And the one thing I want to point out is, I don't know if the fans at home can hear it, but when Lincoln's up or Lincoln's on a surge and Jason Jim is packed, this is one of the hardest places to play in the MIAA.
And you add in the equation of the marching musical storm, they're faced right across from opponents' benches, and when they're playing during timeouts, it can be like Arrowhead.
Well, I think that's what happened.
You nearly have a full-piece band that's just absolutely blowing noise into the huddle.
Well, the band wasn't involved on that last play, but I think the crowd noise affected Fort Hays State's offensive possession right there, and they got scrambled and didn't know what to do.
6:06 to go. Nearly turned over from Davis to Carroll on the near side. Across the blue line. Up top of the key. Lincoln by 3 with Vistam on the right elbow. 15 to shoot. Nicholson brings it up top for Carroll. Carroll to the right. Denied the shot. Wide open 3. And there's the response for Fort Hays State as they knock the game at 55.
Yeah, you need the rotation there. You got to rotate back to the top and close out on the shooter at the top of the key.
5:35 to go. Some of these seniors will never play again at Jason Jim. With Burton off the right glass high, no good. Vistam rebounds. Now it's Fort Hays State's turn. And they climb back on top. Like two heavyweights, they go back and forth. But Lincoln was nearly out for the count. 3 left side, in and out. And an over-the-back call on Vistam, that's his 4th. Huge call and a huge mistake.
Here's the other thing you've got to remember. Both these teams now only with 1 timeout left. You still got the under 4 left to go. But besides that, we're pretty much running and gunning the rest of the way.
5:11 left, and Marcel Burton will be at the free throw line.
And it doesn't help you to foul anybody because both these teams are in the double bonus.
Marcel Burton's first and only trip of the day. He went 0 for 1. We'll try it again. Lincoln's had 22 free throws come their way this game, and they've only made 12 and make that 12 of 23. If you don't have your calculator out, that's a 55% clip.
Yeah, we know Lincoln's one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the Division II rankings, but they've got to, just get it done right here. You've got to.
Second free throw, maybe Bob Ballard Jr. left early, but no whistle. Lincoln by 1 with 5:11 to play. 12 points for Marcel Burton. Lincoln playing tough defense. Vistam has to be careful. He has 4 fouls with his 20 points. We'll take him out of the game, and not sure what the option is for Fort Hays State besides Peters. Back to Vistam as he fires down left corner. And between the legs, dribbles Nicholson. Nicholson, right wing, 7 seconds to shoot. 1 on 3, he goes to the left. Ball on the floor, and a foul. Or a step on the baseline.
Possession goes back to Lincoln after Fort Hays State player Calvin Harrington stepped on the end line.
And it's the final media timeout on Senior Day. Lincoln 56, Fort Hays State 55 with 4:43 to go in Jefferson City. We'll be right back after this on the MIAA Network. There's light at the end of the tunnel in this one, as Lincoln leads 56-55 with 4:43 to play on top of Fort Hays State at home. Welcome back to Jason Jim, Jefferson City, Missouri. James Stanley, Cam Thomas on the call courtside, and Jawan Holly, our producer, as he has been the entire season. Taylor finds Janelle Burton on the right wing, pivots and slaloms, gives it left corner. Janelle Burton catches, and he'll bring it around the perimeter. Janelle Burton flying all over the floor, has touched the ball twice in the set as he gives to Potts, and he runs down the right alley, beats everyone, makes the bucket, and the strong man will be having a +1.
How about it, Cam Potts, right? I mean, just didn't play well in the first half, first 15 minutes, and now you see him start to make the stride forward, and quickly and quietly he could have 8 points here, pinning the free throw.
4:18 to go. Cam Potts at the free throw line. He's been here 8 times before, and he just made his 4th free throw of the game. 8 points for Potts.
Look at Potts and the scorecard tonight, the 2 steals. It's really what pops out to me because they were so pivotal in Lincoln's defensive performance.
Nicholson back from Vitsum, down low in the right corner. Follows the right straightaway as Marcel Burton tries to get the ball away. Vitsum backs out, gives to Davis. Free throw line jumper, good.
Yeah, that's about the extent of Davis's range. He doesn't shoot too many threes, only 3 of 15 on the year from 3. So inside, he's going to take that jumper.
Started the game, but only has 4 points. With now Lamont Ballard Jr. top of the key. Short pass, Janelle Burton right wing. Puts it once on the deck, then back to Potts. John Mosley barks out of play. Potts sees the shot clock with 5 seconds, goes low, lost the ball out of bounds. Lincoln does have possession. The entire bench wants a foul called, but only 4 seconds on the shot clock. And Cam, you really got to pay attention here. You cannot turn this ball over in a 1-score game with 3:22 to play. Potts into Burton, tried to tip it in, and Vitsum rebounds. Like the play call.
Oh, love the play call.
Vitsum just got in the way. Davis to Vitsum, top of the key. Left wing pass for Fort Hays State from left to right. As Vitsum has it back. Bumping on Burton. Bunny hop. And a 2 off the right side ties the game with 22 points for Vitsum. 2:49 to go, and the chess match begins. Potts down the left alley. Now he'll back it out. Gives to Marcel Burton, and he hits off to the right, no good.
That wasn't a bad look. It just was way off on the shot attempt.
That could be a deadly long 2. His foot was on the line. As Fort Hays State responds with a 3. Calvin Harrington gives the Tigers from Kansas their first lead in over 3 minutes. Pass to Lamont Ballard Jr., catch and shoot. Missed for Monroe Street.
Need a 3 there.
Vitsum bounces the ball, and Lincoln is down to 2:07 to try to climb back in front. They trail by 3.
You also got to remember Lincoln only has 1 timeout left. You got to play with pretty much this crew the whole way out, and you've got to grab a stop.
Wright splits the defense, goes left side of the cup, and it hits off the back of the iron. Bricks off to the right. Cameron Potts to Janelle Burton. Full speed ahead! The poster! How many times has he tried that this season? Now he gets it to go, and the crowd really into the game. Lincoln trails by 1 with 90 seconds remaining. Lincoln tries to contain. Walk with the ball. Blue Tigers have it.
Exactly what you wanted. Great pressure on the defensive end. Coach Mosley knew right after that dunk that he's going to have to get the team back into transition defense, and he went straight out on the full court press, which really, I think, frayed the Fort Hays State offense.
The Blue Tigers are roaring with 1:22 to play. They trail 62-61. Taylor over to Janelle Burton. Now he drives right side. Count the bucket. No, he got it to go, but a foul on the floor, and he will be shooting two. Who's the foul on? That is 4 on Calvin Harrington. Burton can tie the game on the first free throw, and it's short.
Gotta have these down the stretch.
Lincoln's missed 12 free throws on the game. Second one, if he makes it, could tie it with 1:13 to go. Crowd is quiet, and we're tied. 62 all. Fort Hays State trying to hang on. They've led by as many as 11. Jason Jim is rocking. Wright and Ballard go toe-to-toe. Off to Carrington. Rather make that Nicholson. Davis top of the key, burning time. 10 seconds to shoot. Fort Hays State turns it over. .8 seconds left. Mark Johnson wants a timeout. Maybe wants the officials to look, see if it touched off a blue tiger last.
Benches, they're going to the benches.
Go to the benches as the officials go to the replay monitor. Cam, what could they be looking at besides with the ball tipped off it?
Well, it was tough because Potts was coming back up to the top of the key to come to guard Nicholson on the left side wing, and Nicholson was on that left side, and Potts was the only defender that was close to him. I thought that from our vantage point, it went off Nicholson's leg and out of bounds. But what Coach Johnson was saying was that he felt like it went off the leg of Potts. So from our vantage point, honestly, the pep band for Lincoln had the best viewpoint of what was going on because it was so far to the left side of the floor.
Well, there's two players that know the result, and it's Potts and whoever last touched it for Fort Hays State. Officials are done at the scorer's table with 50.8 seconds to go, and Lincoln tied 62 all with Fort Hays State. Everyone wants to know the call. It's Blue Tiger basketball. They got it. You could cut the tension with a knife. 50.8 seconds left. Lincoln trying to lead when it's most important, when the clock hits 0. Potts across the line with 3 seniors on the floor, closing out their final minute at Jason Jim.
Got to execute here.
Taylor motions off the left post as well as Janelle Burton down low. Give to Burton on the left wing with 10 to shoot. Burton from the free throw line. It's good! Lincoln leads 64-62. No shot clock. Fort Hays State can hold as the Tigers will take a timeout.
Their final.
Last timeout. And on the bingo, Lincoln takes a 2-point lead. Janelle Burton with 19 points. And we'll keep it here during the break. So much at stake here for both teams, Cam.
Well, you wonder here in this situation what Fort Hays State is going to do, right? I mean, we obviously don't know the coaching philosophy in and out of what Todd Johnson, or not Todd Johnson, but Mark Johnson wants to do for Fort Hays State right now. But the most important thing you've got to think about is, are they going to try to get a shot up early, or are they going to work the clock all the way down to take the final shot? Because they're down, I would say early in this clock here, you want to get to the rim and try to get to the basket and put Lincoln at the free throw line so that you have another opportunity to go win this game. Manage this 22 seconds to the best of your ability if you're Fort Hays State. If you're Lincoln, you just try to play defense and don't foul. You do not want to foul at all. I would play softer defense because Fort Hays State, they can tie this game up. They can win it with a 3, but you still have an opportunity to come back and play.
And to that point, Cam, Fort Hays State only 4 of 18 from beyond the arc. And going into the half, they had only 2 turnovers. They turned the ball over 4 times, but it's been at pivotal points in the game. Lincoln has turned the ball over 14 times. I think what Fort Hays State, what you try to do here is you go for 2 down low, try to get that +1 and take the lead on that. 22.9 to play. Long inbound to Davis. as the clock gets 21. Nicholson through the defense, lost the ball. It's out of bounds, but a foul's called.
It's on Ballard.
Ballard will have his second. Nicholson must be feeling the pressure. 4 points on the day and 0 for 1 from the free throw line.
You wonder if Coach Mosley takes a timeout in between the free throw shots or after. You would think he's probably going to use it.
First free throw's down. On the bright side, Lincoln can hold for the final shot with 15.7 seconds and no time in red. Jason Jim getting loud. Second free throw. Clanks in. We're tied 64. Who can play hero on senior day? Cameron Potts. Center floor with 10 to play. Over to the right side. Drives to the corner, Marcel Burton. Flanks high, 3 seconds to go. On the floor, no contact at the buzzer. And we'll have overtime for the second time this year in Jason Jim. "40 minutes wasn't enough, we need 5 more. And we'll send it to break as we start overtime number 1. Tied 64 between Fort Hays State and Lincoln on the MIAA network. Five minutes, we have overtime. We'll have an opening tip-off as we're tied 64 all with Fort Hays State and Lincoln on the MIAA network. Little extra time here for these seniors to play on the floor. Janelle Burton will face off against Fitstum. Fitstum in foul trouble, however, with 4 fouls. Joined by Harrington with 4 and Thompson with 4. On the tip-off, won by Fort Hays State. They'll continue to run from left to right. Tied the game with a layup, or rather with 2 free throws. With 12 seconds to go, Lincoln held for the final shot, but they couldn't get it to fall. But Lincoln has trailed by double digits in this game, and a completely different look in the second half than the first. Davis waits for traffic to clear, misses. Marcel Burton saves the ball out of bounds, but he stepped on the baseline. Fort Hays State will have the key in with Wright, the trigger man. Right into Davis, left perimeter, as Nicholson wants the ball up top of the key. Nicholson dribbles once to the left, now to the left hand. Down the left alley, tucks and goes, misses. No touches off the inbound, besides 2 for Fort Hays State, and Lincoln will have the ball back. Potts, top of the key, now backs it out after going low between the circles. Points with the left hand, gives to Taylor. Guarded by Fitsum, back to Potts, just like they drew it up. Executed perfectly. Lincoln leads 66-64.
Great give and go there from Potts and LT. And I recognize the flip there, because usually you would think it would be LT doing it the other way around, but I think it caught Fort Hays State off guard.
Fitsum bumps on Taylor, sends it right side, misses. Marcel Burton rebounds.
Manage your possessions if you're Lincoln. Manage them. That means using the shot clock.
Lincoln with the board. As Cameron Potts will bleed the clock. Gives the Taylor left elbow and back out on the entry-level pass. Potts dashes, shuffles the feet, kicks it back out. He wants to go again from the left side. He's feeling it.
He's got 12 now.
He's at all 4 points in overtime, and Lincoln leads 68-64 with 3:12 to go.
How about 4 Blue Tigers in double figures?
Right, left wing. Dribbles near side behind the back, and Cameron Potts pushed him.
It was a... Najee Wright was going behind his back, and if anything, he used a hand more than Potts even used his hand. That... Wow. Wow.
Maybe just wanted a handshake. First free throw pulls the lead down to 3 for Lincoln, 68-65. I think the big thing here is that right now there's 2 players on the floor with 4 fouls for Fort Hays State.
Right, exactly. I think that's a big thing, and especially with one of them being Vitsum. He's been the focal point of their offense and a guy that they really can't lose right now.
Lincoln by 2 as we hit the 3-minute mark. Here at Senior Day in Jason Gym.
Hey, Jim, get it.
Blue Tigers 68, regular Tigers 66.
Go, you got it.
Potts points to the left, now goes right side, gives Marcel Burton denied the 3. Weaves the ball, marked John L. Burton as he finds Cameron Potts deep right perimeter. Potts off the screen to the right side, lost control, turned it over. Fort Hays State can tie with the 2. Left to right, roll the Tigers.
Right hand.
Vidston stops. Hands off Nicholson. Nearly lost the ball, but now Vidston gets it back as he backs up on Taylor. Vidston pivots, goes, and ties it at 68.
Way to work through contact if you're Vitsum right there over the bigger LT as far as length is concerned, but Vitsum just got in there and powered his way through to tie it up at 68 all.
Lamont Ballard Jr. finds Janelle Burton up top. Now to Cameron Potts, the toast of the hour here in overtime with 4 points. Janelle Burton will pull the 3. And it hits high off the rim on a brick. Marcel Burton catch and shoot. He can't get the rebound to go. Marcel Burton, rather Janelle Burton with the steal. Puts it in. Lincoln leads 70-68.
That was big. Lincoln could have lost that. They could have turned the other way. Twice, actually, they lost the basketball, and then John L. was able to get it back.
In the first half, the wingspan hurt Janelle Burton. In the second half, not so much, but in overtime, it works. Right wide open, he'll step back on the heat check. And it bricks away, but an offensive foul. On Fort Hays State, and that's 3 on Jake Hutchins. Minute 26 to play. Lincoln will be at the free throw line. He's shooting 2 and makes the first one. Marcel Burton, 2 for 4 from the free throw line this afternoon. Playing his final minutes in a Blue Tiger uniform in his only season as he transferred from the Division I Southern University. Before that, he was at Kenyatta Community College, and what a journey it's been for him to find his way to mid-Missouri. Minute 25 left. Lincoln 72, Fort Hays State 68. On the near side, Nicholson crosses the line. Goes perpendicular as he hands off to Wright. 1:10 to go. Lincoln by 4. Nicholson and Ballard go toe for toe. Off the screen to the right, creating space for Vitsum. Now he sends it right side. Harrington for 3, splash down. And a timeout on the floor as Fort Hays State hits its 6th three-pointer of the game on 21 attempts. 72-71 with exactly 60 seconds on the clock. Cam, we got ourselves a very tight ball game.
We do, and neither one of these teams want to go away. And both coaches having issues with the officials as far as their calls and how they feel like they're affecting the game. But point of the matter is this: it's 72-71. Lincoln leads by 1, and both of these teams have 60 seconds left to figure out who's the victor. And I think both of them realize that it doesn't really matter, what calls have been or what mistakes they've made at this point. You've got a minute to try to perfect what you need to because this is just such a big game for both of these teams. I mean, they sit so close in the standings, and a win or a loss could drastically change your seeding and what the next 4 games look like for the rest of the season.
Especially with Pittsburgh State trailing big to Northwest Missouri State 56-24 with 17 minutes to go in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Not only that, they got to play Northwest Missouri State on the road later this week. So if there's any bright side, at least if you're Fort Hays State looking at Pitt State, if they lose, you don't really lose any seeding positions with them, but you got to have some of these wins to separate yourself from the bottom of the pack, and that's what Lincoln's trying to do right now. Right now, they have a 1-game lead over Fort Hays State and Pitt State in conference.
Exactly, and an opportunity to kind of gain upon that. If you get a win here, you get to 7 wins, but if you drop one, you stay at 6, and maybe other teams move up. There's a lot of stuff that can happen.
Marcel Burton will throw the ball in, gives to Potts. The full court press for Fort Hays State. Marcel Burton finds Janelle Burton. Now he'll turn on the Jets. Left side, around the defense he goes. LaKeelan Taylor tries to put it back up, and he can't get it to fall. Vidstum kept him from getting the rebound. Lincoln 0 for 2 on the possession in 20 seconds of play. Now it's Fort Hays State's turn. They trail by 1 point with LaKeelan Taylor, big man rebound. Potts to Marcel Burton across the line. Breaks the press to Taylor. Back to Janelle Burton as they try to play. Keep away. Potts to Marcel Burton. Holds onto the ball and he's fouled.
That's exactly what you want at the free throw line. Marcel's your best free throw shooter that's on the floor right now.
And Coach Mosley wisely played keep away for a little bit and finally said, Marcel, keep the ball. You're our best free throw shooter. We need you.
That's the 4th foul on Aaron Nicholson with his 6 points.
You need both of these.
Lincoln's been to the free throw line 29 times tonight. They made just 17. And Marcel Burton makes it a 2-point game.
No excuses. You need both of these. You got to have them.
He started out 1 for 3 from the free throw line, and now he's made his last 3 in a row.
Remember, no timeouts for Fort Hays State, so they've got to go.
Lincoln does have 2. As he makes it 4 straight, and Lincoln leads 74-71. No shot clock with 18.4 seconds remaining. 16 points for Marcel Burton in Fort Hays State. Needs a 3. Nige right to walk it up. No timeouts for Fort Hays State. Guarded tough by Potts. Goes right side, barrels ahead. Down low, pops the 2. It's no good. Bricks high. Now he'll have to throw up a 3 from the corner. It's no good. And Lincoln escapes. 74-71.
What a performance tonight. This is a nail biter, but this is the one you wanted to have. The win for these Lincoln seniors on senior night. Man, this is a big win. Big win.
Very emotional as we'll track down John Mosley. Turn to the crowd, let out a roar as his team secured the win on senior day, 74-71. Coach, we will make this short as you want to get back to your guys in the locker room, but how about that? Your team's down by double digits and then comes back to win by 3.
Again, the resilience of these young men today, especially being senior day, we challenged them, I guess it was about 10 minutes ago in the game, like, hey, how you want to do this? How you want to end this out? And to their credit, they made play after play after play, and we were fortunate to get out of here with a win tonight.
What will be the message to these 4 seniors as they play for the final time here at Jason Gym?
It's hard. These guys have poured their heart and soul into our program. Many guys have over the past 6 years. Lincoln at one point was the bottom of this league, and we're not there anymore. We're not where we want to be, but we're a heck of a long way from where we were. And I'm really proud of them. We'll continue to build on their shoulders after they get out of here. I think this team's got a lot of basketball left in them this season. They'll continue to work and continue to do what we ask. We'll keep getting better and better.
Thanks, Coach. Let you get back to your team. Congratulations on the win. Lincoln takes it 74-71 over Fort Hays State in possibly one of the best games played by the Blue Tigers this season. The crowd leads happy, and that'll close out our home slate of games on the MIAA network. Now it's pending tournament time. Lincoln, with the win, picks up its 7th in conference. They're now 1 win below 500 in the MIAA and Cam, do you think that this win is enough to solidify Lincoln in the tournament?
Oh, I think it is. I think this is a big win, not only for momentum's sake, but also for this team as a whole. I think people don't realize how big of a win this is for the Blue Tigers as far as, just battling through the mental mistakes that they made tonight and, the free throw struggles. There are just so many things that we can continue to list. But the fact that they got through it and they got the victory is a big thing tonight, and that they pick up win number 7, because we talked about it. To me, magic number is 8. That magic number is 8 to me, to solidify yourself in the number 8 seed.
I know you weren't here for the interview, Cam, but it might be hard to tell for the listeners at home. Obviously not on camera with John Mosley, but very emotional as he came off the bench. And you connect with each player as a coach. You draw connections in each class you bring in and bring out. And he talked about how far this program has come, and he would not necessarily take credit for it on air if we wanted to, but he is the main driving force as to what's not only turning around Lincoln in basketball, but really in all the rest of the sports as well.
Well, of course, he's the director of athletics, and all the directives and derivatives all come from him, and they fluctuate on down. But you have to understand a couple of things about Coach Mosley and the type of guy he is. If you don't know him and you're listening at home, this is a guy that works tirelessly and always has and always will. And I think one of the big things about this basketball team in particular is he's showing them how to prepare, not only for basketball games, but for life. Because if you prepare the right way for game after game to try to get these little successes, you do the same things in life once you graduate. And I think the biggest thing that you see about that is that you see guys like Terrence Smith back, guys like Darius Spencer back, because they respect what Coach Mosley taught them and how he helped them.
Exactly, Cam. And I wrote this down about halfway through the second half. Did not want to lose this point. On the other hand, I didn't also want to jinx Lincoln, but to me this game is an analogy or a anecdote for how this season has gone. They started out strong. They were down by a lot. Lincoln lost a lot of games in a row in January and even into February a little bit with a couple over 2 road trips. But then they come out on top at the end. And I'm not saying this means Lincoln's going to run the tables at the MIAA tournament. But the fact that this team has so much resiliency that they're able to come back is just remarkable.
Right, exactly. I think, one of the big things for the Blue Tigers is just having the will to want to come back, right? Because there's so much other things that happen throughout the game, and numbers and fouls and all that type of stuff. But just having the will and the focus to understand that you have one goal and that's to win, Blue Tigers got it done.
Cam, your closing thoughts on this one? I guess one more question to pose. Lincoln has 4 games on the road to close out the season. They will take on Pitt State as well as Missouri Southern, Washburn. We're missing one more here on the road. It's Central Missouri on Tuesday. Lincoln's 2-7 on the road, away from Jason Jim. What's going to be the key to success?
Well, I think you got to lock it up on the defensive end against Central Missouri, because as you look at the rest of the teams that are left to play, you've already beat Central Missouri, you've already beat Pittsburgh State. Do the things that helped you win those 2 games, and the other ones, don't worry about it. You've got to worry about the 2 winnable games, I feel like, and then you worry about the rest, and the rest it shakes out with the seeding and those type of things.
Well, Jawan has not let us know that he wants to go, but I think we'll wrap things up and let him get a start on getting everything packed up as Lincoln wins 74-71. We'll go ahead and send it to tape for my broadcast partner, Cam Thomas, as well as media director Dan Carr, and our producer in his first season with Lincoln, Jawan Hawley. Hopefully we'll see you next year on the MIAA Network, but if not, it's been a pleasure being with you for the last 3 seasons. We'll see you next time as Lincoln closes out its home slate with a win over Fort Hays State, 74-71.